Hello, my name is Kerry Dallman, and I am here talking about the medicine of the native tribes, specifically more from the Menominee people, which are in Wisconsin. I'm here talking to the kids about that nature is our pharmacy, that we didn't go to the doctors, we didn't have a Walgreens or a Target that we could go to the pharmacy and get a pill to help things. We had to look around in nature and learn from nature to see what worked and what didn't work. So plants around us, how we gathered those plants all year round, 365 days a week. We were working, gathering plants, drying them, knowing what to use, and the different ways that you could use them. So it wasn't maybe just always taking a pill, or in this case it would be drinking a tea, possibly using a poultice, teaching them what a poultice is. Also using steam, talking about the sweat lodge and how that medicine could be inhaled as well, and then kind of helping them figure out what that is today. As they're here, I have them working on making something so that they have some hands-on experience that they can take home with them. I usually talk about making like a lotion, and we start with what the base would be, which would be an animal fat, generally a bear grease, and then how you take an herb and you put it in with that and help soften the skin. I usually have them working with chamomile, and the idea is that they have to open up the flower, get the seeds out with a little rock, a mortar and pestle, and the time that it takes to grow that plant, dry that plant, open up and you use the flower and the stem and get that out and use the seeds and put that in with the bear grease, mix it all up just to make a lotion. So the time that it took just to do that, when they go home and just press a little bottle and they get the lotion out.
Now the medicine of the Indians was probably an evolution of how many years of living off the land?
From the beginning of time. The natives, a lot of different native tribes have the same story, that they were the original people. And the Menominee also call themselves the ancient people. They felt that they were the first ones in that area. They don't have any traveling stories, so their story is that they came from the Creator and were put here. So from the beginning of that time, how did they learn about the medicine? They watched other animals and what they ate, and then started learning from that, as well as dreams that they would have and visions that they were given, and that's how they started learning the different.
How was their longevity?
They lived, well, throughout time, obviously, that's changed, but it was very hard to live through all of the weather. So usually it was around 40, 50. It would be very, I won't say hard, but to see someone in their late 70s, 80s, that would be definitely an elder that they would look up to, because it just wasn't common because of wars, because of different sicknesses that they would have back then that they couldn't treat. It's a hard life.
What are the responses or feedback you're getting from the children?
That it's varied. A lot of them don't understand that today's modern medicine stems from their history. So to show them something, for example, something that I've picked and dried, so mullein is one of those things that I've picked and dried, and explained to them that this grows all over and that it can be used in today's world for upper respiratory problems as a steam, and I talk to them about that. They always ask me, is that something that really works? Do you really do that? And I answer yes. All of the stuff that I teach them is stuff that I have learned from my grandmother and her grandmother and her grandmother, and I have this at home with my own children. So that's one of the first things that they're amazed at, and they can see it and they can touch it and they can feel it and they can smell it, and hopefully give them a better perspective when they do go home and they have their medicine at home, where that comes from.